From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Monday, March 28th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Voter registration in Pennsylvania is now closed. It ended for this cycle for the close of business day today. If you have not registered by today, you are not eligible to vote in the primary on April 26th. Only Democrats and Republicans can vote in the primary, but independent voters registered in other parties can still vote for a statewide referendum on raising the retirement age for judges from 70 to 75 years old. Mailed registration forms must be postmarked no later than today. 35-year-old Mark Howard has been charged in connection with a report of shots fired inside a Pringle Street home late Sunday night. Howard is facing a single felony charge of possession of firearms prohibited. Police say officers responded on Sunday just after 11 p.m. for a report of multiple shots fired. Witnesses told police that they heard a man scream. A 9mm cartridge casing was found lying on the back porch of a home on Pringle Street. Several people were found inside the home, including Howard. Along with Howard, 5 others were taken in for questioning. Howard told police that gunpowder residue would be found on his hands and that he was previously arrested in New York on a felony gun charge. Howard's bail was set at $25,000 cash. A ruling from a judge in Luzerne County today in the Melissa Ann Skoll case. All documentation in possession of the Luzerne County Public Defender's Office in connection with the case of the 32-year-old must be turned over. The 32-year-old Skoll is charged with attempted murder for allegedly trying to kill her children, ages 5 and 7, in a murder-suicide attempt in Wilkes-Barre Township last December. Today's ruling deals with a report done by a psychological expert after interviewing the woman while she was represented by her former attorney. After hearing arguments from both her former and current attorney, the judge ruled all information must be turned over. Skoll remains jailed while she awaits trial. West Hazleton police arrested a man wanted in Worcester County, Maryland, stemming from gun-related charges. 23-year-old Seth Hughes from Hazel Township was stopped by police because of a traffic violation on Saturday around 9:30 at night in the area of Washington Avenue. Police say Hughes' arrest warrant stemmed from persons not to wear or carry a handgun charges. Hughes was arrested and was taken to the Luzerne County Prison, where he will await extradition back to Maryland to face those charges. A 22-year-old Hazleton man is facing charges of resisting arrest, persistent disorderly conduct, and operating a motor vehicle with a suspended license. West Hazleton police arrested Miguel and Angel Ojeda of Hazleton on these charges. Police say he became combative with officers. He was taken to the Luzerne County Prison, where he now awaits a preliminary hearing. A woman from Ashland has been charged by police for allegedly shooting and killing 2 roosters earlier this month. 21-year-old Jenna Marie Queso of Frackville was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of cruelty to animals, 1 misdemeanor count each of recklessly endangering another person, and related charges. According to police, Queso said the birds had woken her up and had previously threatened the animals on social media. Police said the birds became loose from the Pioneer Tunnel property and did not pose any threats or dangers. Queso will receive a summons of charges in the mail before answering to Magisterial District Judge Christina Hale during a preliminary hearing set for May 4th at 10 a.m. Luzerne County Council is considering forming a blight committee. The 5-member committee's job would be to publicly identify vacant blighted properties and push for corrective action. It's based on one created in Berks County around Reading. It would have authority to identify blighted properties in boroughs and townships, though not cities. Cities already have their own anti-blight efforts. The committee could have the properties posted through property owners, would have the right to appeal. If owners refuse to comply with remediation, the committee would report the blighted properties to the Redevelopment Authority for further action. That authority already has legal enforcement power over blighted properties. County Assistant Solicitor Shannon Craik said ordinance creating the committee would only address vacant properties. Indiana University of Pennsylvania will switch to per-credit tuition for full-time in-state students rather than a flat annual rate of $7,060. IUP announced the change in January of 2015, but didn't implement it last fall. The school is part of the state system of higher education, the 14 state-owned and operated colleges and universities, which also include Bloomsburg, Kutztown, East Stroudsburg, and 10 others. The move is meant to boost revenue at the school and to discourage full-time students from dropping courses. University President Michael Driscoll said full-time students can take 12 to 17.9 hours per semester, but under the flat rate plan, students who take fewer classes subsidize those who take more classes. The per-credit tuition fee will add $565 to the bill of a student taking 15 credits per semester. So far, the balance of SSHE has not announced plans to follow suit. Time now for a first look at our forecast. It was a beautiful Easter weekend with the rain holding off until this morning. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe, I know you said we'd be getting some rain this week, but before making any plans, what else can we expect?
Well, I almost hate to say it, but we have some colder temperatures to talk about in our forecast. We'll get to those in a little bit, but traveling through this evening and not looking too bad out there. Not going to have to worry about any problems out there for traveling, with the exception of the winds. The winds, big factor across our area. We have those wind advisories in effect through the overnight hours until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Had some showers coming through, a little bit of some rain, and it's kind of blustery when you walk outside. There's a look at the 24-hour high temperatures. Hey, if you wanted the warmth, this is where to go in western PA, where temperatures manage to get up into the mid to upper 70s. Temperature-wise, closer to home right now, 50 degrees in New Angola, 53 in Berwick, 53 in Bloomsburg, and 51 degrees in Monoy City. I'll talk about the complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. And
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, members of the Christian faith celebrated the life of Jesus Christ on Sunday during Easter Sunday celebrations. Plus, a look at the life of Mother Angelica, who passed away on Easter. More news, weather, and sports is coming your way only on WYLN News. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Combined Insurance makes it easy to protect you and your loved ones by paying cash directly to you when you need it most. Whether you're looking for accident and sickness, disability, or life coverage, Combined Insurance has a policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call John Ravello, 570-499-0504 for an appointment to help determine the best coverage for you. That's John Ravello, 570-499-0504.
Yesterday marked the holiest day of the year for members of the Christian faith.
On the first day of the week at early dawn, the women came to the tomb taking the spices that they had prepared. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb, but when they went in, they did not find the body. While they were there, they were perplexed by this, and suddenly 2 men in dazzling clothes stood beside them. The women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, but has risen.
Yesterday morning, members of Christ Lutheran Church in Hazleton celebrated the resurrection of Jesus Christ in song and worship. Easter Sunday is the culmination of the Lenten season. After being crucified on the cross on Good Friday, Easter Sunday celebrates Christ's resurrection from the dead. It's a joyous celebration, and we hope that everyone who was celebrating had a beautiful and blessed Easter Sunday. Mother Angelica, the founder of the Eternal Word television network, died this Easter Sunday. EWTN says she died from the after effects of a stroke. Mother Angelica launched EWTN in Alabama in 1981. It has since grown to more than 260 million homes worldwide. Mother Angelica was 92 years old. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk is back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, it's Medical Monday here on WYLN, and Tingo from Physical Therapy and Balance Centers is talking about balance. Stay tuned. More news is coming your way only on WYLN.
Mary's dress waves like a vision she dances.
On April 23rd, the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton will present the B Street Band, the original Bruce Springsteen tribute band, at 7:30. Nearly 5,500 performances and 34 years later, the B Street Band is still the hardest working tribute band on the circuit. Tickets are on sale now at the locations on your screen. The B Street Band, April 23rd at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton.
If you're not in danger and you see a crime, text 274-637, 274-637, 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now, helping to solve or prevent the crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
WYLN has strong ties to the community, and it's committed to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hands Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to Pennsylvania continues with the broadcast of Hazleton's Fun Fest Parade and the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants Despair Hill Climb. And throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other community events. WYLN, we're your local network.
Boy, it's very blustery outside. Got overcast skies, some sprinkles still present, and the wind continues to blow across all of our area. And that will be the case through tonight into tomorrow morning. Wind advisories continue to be posted. We got some colder weather to talk about in our forecast, and it's spring, but it's really not going to be feeling like it. All right, on to the graphic for the day. And we had some of the rain around, and now we got some sprinkles to deal with. A couple of stray showers across parts of the northeast, but I tell you what, with that wind, it's definitely making it feel colder than what the actual air temperature indicates across all of our viewing area. Live 35 Skycast Doppler. There you can see a couple of stray showers across extreme northeastern PA. That's pretty much about it. Other than that, just some stray sprinkles here and there, but the big news is again, those winds, lively high-tire conditions, 46 degrees, feeling like it's about 40 degrees, and we picked up almost a half of an inch of rain since the midnight hour. 49 now in Mount Pocono, 63 in Philly, 58 in Allentown, 51 in Williamsport, and even gets colder as you head out toward the west, where temperatures generally are only in the 30s. Still in the 50s in the Wyoming Valley area, but take a look at those winds, 30-mile-per-hour winds really howling out there in the Wyoming Valley area. And that doesn't include the wind gusts, 40, 45 miles per hour. Boy, got those stiff winds making it feel much colder than the actual air temperature indicates. Even a little bit of some snow, even a little bit of a mixture as indicated by these colors, the blues and pinks. But again, we just got to have to deal with those showers that came through. Still a couple of those over extreme northern PA. Other than that, just a couple of sprinkles. As we go through tonight, again, it's going to be blustery out there with those winds howling once again through tomorrow morning, and not feeling like spring whatsoever. Temperatures dropping down into the 30s tonight, but with those winds, it's going to feel like it's in the 20s. A chilly day heading in our direction for tomorrow. Colder for tomorrow night, dropping down into the 20s. High pressure builds in, brings in that colder air. Still dry though as we go into our Tuesday. And then the first week of April, well, let's not even talk about this graphic. Let's just shush it away, pretend it doesn't exist. But it does, and it will exist. Unfortunately, what you'll be able to see in the 7-day forecast, 40s, 50s to near 60 degrees by the ending part of the week. And then notice Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, much chillier and temperatures dropping down into the 20s. 03, the Pennsylvania daytime lottery number. Pick 2 numbers, the pick 3, 895, and the pick 4, 4044. Pick 5 numbers, 3, 8, 6, 1, 9, and the treasure hunt numbers 2, 8, 13, 19, and 28. Stick around, we'll continue to have a lot more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed. This is Staff Sergeant Eric Olson, and on the next Warrior Summit Outdoors, I take over 20 veterans on the deer hunt of a lifetime, a property hunted for the first time in 15 years. That's right, 15 years. But don't worry, kids, none of Santa's reindeer were there. Well, and after we harvested some huge bucks, we cooked up the harvest and enjoyed a holiday feast with veterans and family while we reflected on being home for the holidays and sharing the importance of supporting our homeless veterans. That's all on the next Warrior Summit Outdoors.
It's Monday, which means it's Medical Monday here on WYLN, and today Ting O from Physical Therapy and Balance Centers of Hazleton is talking about none other than balance. Here's Ting O.
Hi, this is Ting O.
I'm Kathy O from Physical Therapy and Balance Center.
And welcome to Medical Monday. Today, what we're going to talk about is one of the largest issues facing seniors in the United States these days, and that is falls. A lot of people may not know, but 1 in 3 people over the age of 65 is going to fall every single year. There are some catastrophic injuries that they suffer as well, and one of them is a hip fracture. They found that 95% of hip fractures occur because of someone falling. Of those people who fracture their hip, 1 in 5 will actually die within 1 year, which is a big statistic. Every 29 minutes, a senior dies because of a fall-related injury, which is something that we obviously want to prevent. So what can you do to prevent falls? One is to identify the people that are at risk of falling and then encourage them to participate in some program that they can get into to reduce their risk of falling. Medicare and the government has actually identified this to be such a problem that the CDC has actually come out with a questionnaire where people can take. It's a simple questionnaire where you answer a couple of questions. Things like, do you need to use your arms to get out of a chair? Do you look to hold onto furniture when you're walking? If you answer yes to some of these questions, you know you're at risk of falling. 2, you can actually go to a lot of medical providers in the community, like physical therapy and balance centers, where you can participate in a fall prevention screen. And what we have here today is we're going to demonstrate quickly what a fall prevention screen looks like. What we have is a computerized system that can show people how their balance is when they're on an even surface and an uneven surface like we have right here. So if I could get Kathy to get up on there, what we're looking for is the amount of sway that's happening in Kathy's body, and this is picked up by a computer program to see how it compares to someone her age and her height. And what that does, it'll give us a statistic and an idea of her risk of falling from there. There are a lot of great things you can do to prevent falls once you've identified that you are at risk of falling. Research has shown that when you participate in a fall prevention program, you can significantly reduce your fall risk by up to 30 to 40%. What you can also do is look at some simple things that you can identify around the house. Things like your vision. Make sure your house is brightly lit. Make sure you don't have any clutter around the house that will cause you to trip. And make sure that you talk to your physician about your medication. If you or someone you know is at risk of falling, be sure to get them to a healthcare provider so that they can be identified and do something about it before they actually fall.
Call Physical Therapy and Balance Centers for a free 20-minute question and answer session. 501-1808. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, 1324 North Church Street in Hazel Township, or visit them online at hazeltonpt.com.
Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
There's only one Hazleton-based television station that reaches voters across the entire region. WYLN-TV, the best political talk with extensive programming options. WYLN-TV, your stop for political talk.
Just 3 weeks and 9 games remain in the AHL regular season. The Baby Penguins will be playing beyond that point in the postseason. It's just a matter of in what position. After a convincing win on Wednesday, Wilkes-Barre Scranton back at it with Binghamton on Friday. The Sens score first and the lights go out. Then they come back on as Tom Kostopoulos, part of a great night for the Pens top line. 1-1 after 1. WBS trailing again, but again, Kostopoulos doing the dirty work at the net. 2-2 after 2, and still not it after 3. So in overtime, B-Sens with a critical turnover. Kale Mullerat capitalizes, and it's a 3-2 final. But the Pens blown out 5-0 on Saturday. Meanwhile, Hershey took care of business, winning both of their weekend tilts, and now up 2 points on Wilkes-Barre Scranton. The Pens play Springfield at home tomorrow in part 2 of a 5-game homestand. On Friday, we shared the story of a Pottsville man responsible for the midcourt logos you'll see during the NCAA tournament. Well, during the Final Four, another Pottsville native will be situated just a few feet away from those logos. George Halkovich is the Director of Basketball Operations for Houston-bound Villanova Basketball. His dad, with the same name, who you may recognize as the Schuylkill County Commissioner, is enjoying this ride.
It's a proud moment as a parent, but it's also proud that he's fit into a program and into a school that really embodies Augustinian values, which is really important, but also what family is about, togetherness. They play humble, they play hungry, they play with attitude, but it's a positive attitude, and that's what it's about. And the thing I love about what George does is his positive nature. He is just that type of person that is going to try to bring out the best in people.
More on that story later in the week. Moosic has long been the spot to see future Yankees play, and now PNC Field a popular spot to see former Yankees. On Monday, the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders announced the continuation of the Yankees Legends Series with a few changes for 2016. Instead of just one day, this year's series will consist of 12 individual visits to celebrate the parent organization's storied history. Some of the confirmed guests include Oscar Gamble on opening night, and then Mickey Rivers, Bucky Dent, Chris Chambliss, Roy White, Doc Gooden, Lenny Dykstra, and many more to be determined. Scranton Wilkes-Barre opens their season on April 7th against the Rochester Red Wings. Tonight on Late Edition Sports, already back to high school hoop scene. See and hear from participants in Friday's George P. Moses All-Star Classic. But next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
Mary's dress waves like a vision she dances.
On April 23rd, the Alice Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton will present the B Street Band, the original Bruce Springsteen tribute band, at 7:30. Nearly 5,500 performances and 34 years later, the B Street Band is still the hardest working tribute band on the circuit. Tickets are on sale now at the locations on your screen. The B Street Band, April 23rd at the Alice Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
I'm Tiffany Cloud, host of The Storm and panelist during WYLN 35's live election night coverage. I volunteer my time hosting the American Cancer Society Telethon and helping plan the Society's Season of Hope Gala. And I also support veteran organizations such as the Valor Clinic, which feeds, clothes, and shelters homeless veterans. I believe it's important to give back to our community.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You're going to meet Joe, whose very busy, very active lifestyle was cut short by a fall at work. He suffered in silence until a little help and a little encouragement from a loved one convinced him to see Dr. John. He's feeling so much better. He's going to share his story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Alrighty, well, you know, March, anything can happen across our area, even going into April. We can have some very warm weather, we can have some cold weather, we can have some snow, we can have some rain, you name it, we can have it. And we've been having it this March, and we've had those warmer days, and this past weekend, Easter weekend, was pretty nice across our area. We really couldn't complain. Unfortunately, there's a change in the weather pattern that's a brewing. So don't put away those winter jackets yet. Don't turn off the heat in your house completely, because you're going to need to crank up the heat before all is said and done, which I'm going to explain in a little bit. But we've been having to deal with a little bit of some rain earlier today, and then the rest of the day just some sprinkles. It was kind of a blustery, overcast day, and the wind was howling and making temperatures feel colder than what the actual air temperature indicates. We got those wind advisories which continue to be in effect till tomorrow morning, so through tonight we're going to have to deal with those winds howling across our area, making it feel colder than the actual air temperature indicates. And the colder air that's out toward the west is going to start to spread toward the east over the next couple of days. You're going to definitely feel the chill in the air. Really no big warm-ups in sight anytime soon. In fact, it's going to get colder before it even gets warmer. And wait until I show you the 7-day forecast, because you're probably not going to like it as we go into April whatsoever. So, you know, maybe I shouldn't even show you that 7-day forecast, because, you know, sit down, buckle up to your seat, because it's going to be cold. That's not good this time of year. We like to see the warmth, but we kind of were spoiled with those 60s and 70s we had, but I got nothing to say. Just look at the numbers going into April.
It is, but 52.
Yeah, but look at down the road. 30s, 40s, 20s.
So stay inside.
Stay inside. Eventually it's going to warm up again, but yeah, it's not like what you want to see going into April, but it's one of those things we can expect across our area. We were spoiled by those 60s and 70s.
We were, and we can't say that
And
enough.
the Easter weekend was nice as well. So.
It was. That's all that mattered.
Yeah.
It was a nice holiday for everybody. If you had to go out and travel, you didn't have to worry about the I don't want to say it.
No.
the snow.
No, we can still get it though this time of year.
All right, well.
March and April.
We didn't really have it this winter, so.
No, we can count our
except
blessings
that
for that.
one snowstorm.
Yeah, yep.
But what are you gonna do? That's all right though. So we'll get through this week and
hopefully
hope
it'll
for
get
the
better.
best. Thanks, Joe. Have a good night, everyone.